they fear losing you. They don't want, to lose you, because they bred you for a purpose and reason. Yeah, they are least interested, to know and value what you are going through on the inside. That's none of their concern. They bred you for a purpose and reason, and they want you to fulfill and accomplish it anyhow. Hello everyone, I hope everyone is doing good and taking good care of themselves. So today I'm going to talk about, the different ways narcissistic parents, shame their kids' independent choices. And before I get going, I would request you all to like, share, subscribe the channel, hit the notification bell so you guys are updated whenever we put out a new content. So narcissistic parents are all about I, me, myself, and they breed for a purpose and reason. They are not like healthy parents, who start family, for healthy reasons, altruistic reasons. Narcissistic parents start family, and get into relationship because they want source of supply, whether it is emotional, attention, financial, social image. I mean, they start relationship and they start a family for all the wrong reasons. Yeah, and that's the reason we get to see, these children, I mean adult children of narcissistic individuals, grow up to be extremely dysfunctional individuals. Yeah, and they suffer a lot. We cannot deny the fact that these individuals don't suffer, and it is solely because the way how they are conditioned, the way how they are trained since childhood. Yeah, they are trained to betray their own self. They are trained to prioritize the narcissistic parent. They are trained to, shape shift and suit the narcissistic parent's need and desire. So they grow up to be dysfunctional individuals. It's very difficult for them to start a healthy connection or get into a healthy relationship. So I mean, of course, the credit goes to narcissistic parents, and the question is, do these parents care? The answer is no. So, narcissistic parents have a lot of, different tactics up their sleeve. And, they use all of these various tactics to, manipulate, guilt trip, shame, and, exert control over their kids. Yeah, they don't want their kids to run away. They don't want their kids to, exercise their own autonomy and lead independent lives. They don't want all of that, and this is because they bred, them for a purpose and reason. Yeah, which is to serve them. Yeah, so they can't afford to let go of their kids and let them be independent and do things their way. So narcissistic parents, engage in a lot of gaslighting. And gaslighting is basically to distort the kids' perception and reality. Gaslighting is basically to throw the kids off balance. Yeah. Gaslighting is basically to instill doubt inside of the kids that I cannot do anything right. My feelings are not right. My actions are not right. Anything that I do, think, or feel is not right. I need to go back and consult my parent, take their approval, and only then things will be okay. Otherwise, I will land up in trouble. I will make a mess out of something. So the best thing is, let me go back and seek validation. Now, these kids, when they go out to seek validation, they are gaslit in return. They are manipulated in return. There is no room for healthy validation. In a healthy relationship, healthy family, people validate each other. Yeah, there is this dialogical communication, yeah, amongst both the parties, whether it is parent or the children or whatever the setup is. But in narcissistic families, it's only one way. Yeah, and you simply have to shape your reality as per, their advice and suggestion. You cannot shape your reality as per you or your likes and desires and comfort. No, you cannot do that. You are not allowed to do that. You are only allowed to experience and do things, which is approved by the narcissistic parents. Yeah, so it becomes very, messed up. Yeah, and that's the reason these kids find it very difficult to survive alone. Yeah, they, spend up a great deal of time, in the healing process, whether it is therapy or self-reflection or whatever it is. they spend a lot of time, gathering the bits and pieces, yeah, because they were raised, groomed, and trained to be a slave and not an independent person, yeah. So every time, this feeling is there inside of them that I need to please my narcissistic parent, I need to do this for my narcissistic mother, I need to do this for my narcissistic father, yeah, I need to be the good boy, yeah, and I need to do more, yeah. If I fail to do things his way, he might not validate, yeah, he might, throw silent treatment at me, and silent treatment feels miserable. I want to be seen and heard by my caregiver, by my parent. I don't want to be ignored. I fear abandonment. Yeah, so as a result of which the kids comply, they burn themselves out, they overdo, they get into pleasing business, they become dysfunctional individuals with, whether it is disorganized or anxious or avoidant attachment style, yeah. And as a result of which they do attract a lot of toxic individuals in their life because they don't know what healthy looks like, yeah. They were raised in an environment where everything abusive was legitimized and made to believe that this is normal, this is absolutely okay. So with that kind of a distortion, these individuals, I mean, like face a lot of difficulty and challenge, yeah. And as a result of which they simply prefer staying in their own space, yeah, either with the narcissist, or if the narcissist is no more, they prefer staying in isolation. They don't really like opening up to different things and different ideas, yeah, because they are not equipped. The tools were taken away from them, yeah, because they were bred for a purpose and reason, and all of the expectations and requirement was assigned to them from birth, yeah. You need to do this, you need to do that, and that's it. If you don't do this, if you don't do that, I'm not going to speak to you. I'm going to shower all that love and affection onto the pet, onto your other sibling. I will ignore you, yeah. So as a result of which these kids grow up to be broken individuals, yeah. And they suffer a lot, even though they do good, they have money, or they have a good job, a good mansion, a good car, get married, have children, but on the inside these kids have this void, yeah. And that void is created by narcissistic parents. Every time these kids wanted to do things their way, they were shamed, they were gaslit, and their self-esteem, self-worth, confidence, everything was eroded and chipped away with constant gaslighting, manipulation, and triangulation. And as a result of which these kids are simply trauma bonded to their narcissistic parents, yeah. Till the time the narcissistic parent is alive, these kids cannot soar and fly high. They are simply in service of their narcissistic parents, yeah. And they do suffer only when they go no contact, or if the narcissistic parent is no more. Then I have seen these individuals healing and evolving, though it's painful and it takes a lot of time, but only after they go no contact, or if the narcissistic parent is no more, I see things changing in these individuals life. Otherwise they are stuck, that voice inside of them keeps reminding them that you're worthless, you are useless, you are not a good son, you are not a good daughter, there's something wrong with you, you cannot do things right, yeah. So there is a lot of negative self-talk. And with all that gaslighting, these kids come to a point where they start engaging in self-gaslighting. So if the parent is not invalidating them, or if the parent is not giving them their daily dosage of criticism, these kids start criticizing their own selves. I simply cannot do things right, I was never ever able to do things right, I always did some mistake or the other, I'm very clumsy, there's something wrong with me, yeah. And that's why mother is always disappointed with me, and that's the reason father is always disappointed with me. So there are a lot of damage that happens when you are raised by narcissistic parents. Now, coming back to the topic, yeah, what are the different areas and what are the different ways narcissistic parents, shame their children's choices? The first area is career and education choices. So if the kid is choosing a career path, if the kid is choosing a specific subject, yeah, which the narcissistic parent doesn't approve of, then the kid, experiences a lot of rejection, a lot of, criticism. The narcissistic parent belittles his choices. Oh, what are you going to do studying history? Oh, this is just waste of my time, energy, and money. You're simply disgusting. You should have become a doctor or an engineer, and look, you want to become a historian. Who pays for a historian? This and that. They are going to, torment you in a lot of ways, yeah, because they see you as an extension of themselves, and they want you to do only the things that they approve of or they select for you. Yeah, they don't want you to exercise your own autonomy and make independent choices. Yeah, so if you choose a career path, or if you choose a specific subject or specific stream which they don't approve of, they are going to shame you, they are going to guilt trip you, and they are going to antagonize you in every possible way. Yeah, and as a result of which, some of us fail in whatever we get into because of that constant criticism, constant gaslighting, invalidation, minimization. We reach a point where we lose interest and we fail in that subject. Yeah, we don't do well. Yeah, some of us are different. Some of us have more tolerance, and as a result of which, some of us do excel. But there is this emptiness on the inside, even though if somehow we manage to do well, yeah, in the things that we take up which was not approved by the narcissistic parent. But we experience that void even after excelling. Narcissistic parents never validate, they keep minimizing, they keep criticizing. I know you have done your PhD, I know you have done this and that, but look at their son, he's doing way better than you. You did not, select a good career path. You did not take up a good subject. Yeah, so, they are never going to um, laud you for your effort. They are never going to appreciate and, tell you, I'm proud of you, son. It's all your hard work. Yeah. And you have, proven me wrong. Yeah, I was wrong. You did so well. They are never going to react this way. Instead, they are going to keep on comparing, keep on belittling, keep on gaslighting. Yeah. Most of us fail, halfway. But those of you who are strong, I have seen some of the people who have a lot of conviction, who have a lot of dedication and interest, and they simply keep moving ahead in whatever they select for themselves. But they do have this void. Even after achieving, they feel that there is something that is missing, and the missing thing is that validation, the healthy validation which is needed from a caregiver or a parent. Yeah, so narcissistic parents don't hesitate in shaming their kids career and education choices. And this is basically to exert control and let them know that they need to do things the way how the system approves. Yeah, I mean the narcissistic parent. And if they do anything which is something which they don't approve of, they won't be supported. They will be guilt tripped, shamed, belittled, criticized, compared with others' children. Yeah. So yes, I mean narcissistic parents, don't hesitate in, shaming their kids for their education and career choices. The second area where narcissistic parents shame their children's choices is appearance and body image. So the narcissistic parent is going to impose their standards. You need to look like this. Yeah, you cannot look different. Narcissistic parents are going to decide how you need to look and how you need to view your own self. Yeah, if you try and do things your way, you will not be encouraged or you will not be praised. And I mean, it won't be tolerated well. Instead, you will be criticized, shamed, and guilt tripped. So the narcissistic parents, want you to grow and evolve in a certain way. They want you to maintain a certain weight. They want you to look a certain way. Yeah, and if you try and do things your way, or if you are still exploring and do some experiments with your own look, that will not be taken that well. Yeah, instead they are going to torment you, antagonize you. In some of the cases, they triangulate. I have seen narcissistic parents, engaging in physically and verbally abusive behavior as well. When they see that the kid had a different haircut, when they see that the kid had got a tattoo, when they see that the kid has worn a little different dress, or if the kid has put on some weight, or if the kid is a little dusky. I have seen narcissistic parents throwing rage at their children. Yeah, for their choices in appearance and body image. Yeah, so narcissistic parents want to control anything and everything, and again, this is because they see you as a part of them. Yeah, they don't see you as a separate individual who can look different, who can think different, who can function different. No, they want you to look in a certain way, and if they see you don't look that way, they perceive it as a threat. Yeah, and then they are going to throw narcissistic rage at you. They are going to belittle you, criticize you, trying stonewall, silent treatment. In some of the cases, they are physically violent and verbally abusive as well. Yeah, so narcissistic parents are into controlling the way how you look. You need to look the way how they want. Yeah, not the way how you feel or the way how you want. The next area where narcissistic parents shame their kids choices is relationship and social life. So they want you to have a social life which they approve of. They want you to get into relationship with someone who they approve of. Yeah, and again, this is because they want everything their way. Extreme sense of entitlement, lack of empathy, inability to self reflect. Yeah, extreme hunger and craving for attention, admiration, rules don't apply to them. All of this makes them a kind of a ruthless master. Yeah, and you the slave. So narcissistic parents are going to shame you for getting into relationships without their approval. Yeah, narcissistic parents are going to shame you if you have you know uh, romantic relationship or friendship or social relationships with individuals of your choice. Yeah, without their approval. Yeah, so they are going to shame you and belittle you and tell you, well, you deserve someone better. This girl is not good for you. This friend is horrible. Yeah, what will people say? What will the neighbors say? What will our relatives say, that you have got such classless friends, you have got such horrible friends? I can testify this from my own experience. My narcissistic parents used to shame me for having different and diverse friends in school. They wanted me to have only specific friends which they approve of from the community. They never wanted me to mingle with people of different community. They never wanted me to mingle with independent individuals. Yeah, they wanted me to mingle with a specific kind of individual, and this was basically, they never wanted me to be influenced by any of the external or secular influences. They never wanted me to get any love, affection, or validation from any external source apart from them. So they used to control my friend circle. Later on, they used to even belittle my choices. I mean, if I used to date or get into relationship, they used to belittle, harass me, torment me, throw silent treatment. They used to do all sorts of nasty stuff. So basically, the thing is, you need to start a relationship with their approval. You need to make friends with their approval or someone they approve of, and then things are going to be okay. But if they see you are making friends your way, different individuals, They fear losing you. They don't want, to lose you, because they bred you for a purpose and reason. Yeah, they are least interested, to know and value what you are going through on the inside. That's none of their concern. They bred you for a purpose and reason, and they want you to fulfill and accomplish it anyhow. So, they don't want you to get carried away, or they don't want you to move on in life. They don't want you to be independent. They don't want you to have your own, sources of validation, love, affection. They don't want you to have all of that. They want you to be forever dependent on them. Yeah. So, that's how things are in narcissistic relationships. The next area where narcissistic parents shame their kids' choices is hobbies and interests. So if you like painting, if you like cooking, if you like stitching, crocheting, or whatever you like, narcissistic parents are going to shame you. They are going to tell you, well, this is extremely bad. You should be playing this. You should be doing this and not this. Yeah, so they control, your hobbies and interests. They want you to be interested in the things they are interested in. They want you to engage into activities which they approve of. They don't want you to develop and inculcate your own unique individual, hobbies, likes, yeah, and interests. They don't want you to explore all of that. So if you get into something, they are going to belittle you and shame you. Art, you're just wasting money. I mean, who pays for, art and artists? I mean, it's horrible. Why don't you spend some time, playing soccer? Yes, and if you are into, cooking, if you like cooking, they're going to tell you, who gets into all of these things? These things are not for guys. Guys should be playing cricket, rugby, and I mean, what will people say, that you are an effeminate guy? Don't get into all of these things. It's horrible. Guys, shouldn't engage into girly stuff. Narcissistic parents do a lot of nasty things. Let me tell you that. Yeah. So, they are going to, profile you. They are going to judge you, and they are going to shame you. And, this is basically to, pull you away from being your authentic self. This is basically to train you to betray your own self. Yeah, they don't want you to be your authentic self, and that's the reason they shame you, they guilt trip you, they criticize you, they mock at you, they do all sorts of nasty stuff. Yeah, so that you don't do things what you like. You take their approval before doing anything, and if they don't like, you don't like it as well. If they don't approve of something, you don't get into it. Yeah, that's how things are. The next area where narcissistic parents shame their kids' choices is personal beliefs and values. So if your personal belief and value doesn't align with the belief and value of the narcissistic parent, they are going to invalidate you. They are going to shame you, dismiss anything and everything that you believe in, and they are going to label you as the misguided one. Yeah, because your beliefs and values don't align with them, and there is no room for your own individuality, uniqueness, likes, dislikes, and preference. It has to be the way how the system approves, the way how the narcissistic parents approve. So if they believe in something, you are supposed to believe in that. If they stick to certain values, you need to stick to it as well and carry forward their legacy, even though if it is absurd, nonsensical, weird, crazy, but you have to carry on. So if they see that your personal beliefs and values don't align with them, they are going to label you as the misguided one, as someone who's wronging them, someone who's betraying the family value and belief, someone who is walking the wrong path, and later on will bring shame to the family name and honor. They will do all sorts of nasty stuff. The next area where narcissistic parents shame their kids' choices is parental expectations and achievements. So they are going to first burden you with all the unrealistic expectations, then they are going to manipulate you, gaslight you, do all sorts of nasty stuff. Yeah, to force you into taking their agenda and narrative. Yeah, once you buy their agenda and narrative, and if you don't succeed, if you don't achieve what they are expecting out of you, then you know what comes next. They are going to shame you. Well, I did so much for you, I did this, I did that, and look where you are. you are simply a worthless child. Look at their son, he has achieved so much. Look at their daughter, she has achieved so much. Narcissistic parents are going to do bare minimum, and they are going to manipulate you, and they are going to burden you with their unrealistic expectations. Yeah. And then if you fail, to achieve the things that they expect out of you, all of the bad stuff is going to happen with you. Yeah, they are going to shame you, criticize you. And this is because of this extreme sense of entitlement. Narcissistic parents have inability to self-reflect, so they don't sit and evaluate their action. They don't get into all of that. They want something out of you, you have to get it anyhow. They will do bare minimum, to support you, and that's it. You simply have to get it anyhow. Beg, borrow, steal, get into trouble, whatever it is. Just get them what they expect out of you. Yeah. Even though they are unable to provide a strong backup, even though they are unable to support you and provide you with the things that is needed to achieve a certain thing, that is none of their concern. Yeah, extreme sense of entitlement, inability to self-reflect, and lack of empathy. So they will do bare minimum, burden you with their unrealistic expectations, and then if you fail to achieve the things that they want out of you, or the standard that they have set, the expectations they have out of you, then they are going to vehemently uh, gaslight you, treat you with silent treatment, get into nasty criticism, and they won't even hesitate in comparing you with others. Yeah, they're going to tell you, well, I did everything, I sacrificed everything, and look where you are simply a waste. My money is wasted. Look at their child is doing so well, even though they are not doing much. But see, yeah, so narcissistic parents don't take everything in consideration, like the atmosphere in the house, what the kid is feeling or going through, how is their action affecting and influencing the child. Narcissistic parents don't get into all of that. It's pretty one way. They will do tiny bit of investment in you, and they want huge return. If you fail to get them, be ready to be criticized, be ready to be minimized, invalidated, and whatnot. The next area where narcissistic parents shame their children's choices is independence and autonomy. So every time you try and be independent or make independent choices, every time you try and exercise your autonomy without seeking their approval and validation, they are going to shame you. They are going to tell you, well, you wanted to do things your way, and look where you are. This is nothing. This is horrible. You could have done better. Yeah, they are never going to validate your efforts. They are never going to appreciate your independence. They are never going to encourage you to be an independent individual. And this is because they bred you for a purpose and reason, and they want you on hook. Yeah, till the time they are there. They don't want you to run away. They don't want you to do things your way. Yeah, because if you are doing things your way, if you are exercising your autonomy, you might become independent and run away. You might not buy their BS. Yeah, you might not be serving them. You might start questioning them, and that's not what they want. They want you to be devoted and loyal to them. They want your unquestionable loyalty. Yeah. So narcissistic parents shame their children's choices in this area. Yeah, where the kids are exercising their autonomy, the kids are making independent decisions and choices, and narcissistic parents shame their kids for making independent choices and exercising their autonomy. The next area where narcissistic parents shame their children is emotional expression and vulnerability. Narcissistic parents train you to shapeshift. Narcissistic parents train you to numb yourself. Narcissistic parents train you to keep your mouth shut. They don't want you to express your disagreement. They don't want you to express your fear, anger. They don't want you to express anything. They simply want you to feel the way they feel, and that's it. You are not allowed to express your emotions. And narcissistic parents train you that way because your emotion and feeling doesn't really matter to them. Yeah, they simply want you to be happy when they are happy. They hate it when you are happy without them being happy. Narcissistic parents cannot accept that, yeah, that you are happy without them. Yeah, they want you to be happy with them. They don't want you to be independently happy or sad. They don't want you to express anger. They don't want you to, be afraid of things. They simply want you to feel the way how they feel. And this is because, narcissistic parents, view their children as an extension of themselves. So emotional expression is a kind of an abomination in narcissistic relationships. You cannot express what is inside of you. Yeah, and you are trained, you are conditioned by constantly ridiculing, by constantly criticizing. Yeah, so whenever you express your fear, or whenever you talk about your vulnerabilities, or whenever you are angry, you will be shamed. Yeah, your feelings, your expression will never be appreciated and respected. Instead, you will be shamed and ridiculed. And we learn that our expression, our emotion, our feeling is not valuable, is not important, so better keep my mouth shut. Yeah, let me suffer in silence. Because if I will express, if I will say, I will be ridiculed, I will be shamed, I will be labeled and profiled, and a lot of psychological assassination will happen. So the best thing is, let me keep my mouth shut and let me keep serving the narcissistic parent. So yes, these were a couple of areas where narcissistic parents shame their kids choices. In case if you would like to add in something, you can always comment below. Till then, take care of yourself, don't ignore the red flags, and please work on yourself. Only if you work on yourself, on your financial independence, you can then move out and start a life alone. Yeah, without the influence of the narcissistic parent. Because till the time you are with them, no boundary is going to work, no gray rock, pink rock, nothing is going to work. Yeah, because narcissistic parents are smart individuals. Even though if they are illiterate or extremely educated, they are smart, manipulative individuals. They will find their way to get into your head and mess you up. Yeah, so the best thing is work on yourself, and go no contact if you can. Yeah, so yes, take care of yourself. Lots of love and blessings to all of you. Bye.